Oh snap, look at Chase getting on that brand new V-Strom. Oh, I am good today, fam. What's going on, guys? I'm Chaseontwowheels here at Mountain Motorsports in Roswell, Georgia. In front of me, I have a 2023 Suzuki V-Strom 800DE. This is the brand new model that Suzuki just rolled out recently, along with their GSX S8S, or whatever the hell they call that thing. They both have the same engine. I am super excited today because this is a major competitor with my CF Moto Ibex 800T. So today is a very exciting day. But it's a first ride, so we gotta see what it looks like and see what it sounds like. Alright, my friends, that's what it looks like. That's what it sounds like. Now, this video is not sponsored, but it is supported by WBRgarage.com, which is our website where we are giving a motorcycle away. You can literally win it. All you gotta do is go over to WBRgarage.com and either get a membership or get some merch. The website will take care of it from there. And then once we get done building our 2018 Yamaha R6M model, we're going to be giving it away. So if you guys want to win an R6M, that's how to do it. Top link down below will get you entries. So if you guys are already supporting over at WBRgarage.com, thank you so much. It incredibly helps the channel out. You guys have no idea how much. I really appreciate it. Before we get going, I've got my ADV gear on today. You guys will see in the camera car footage. But what I don't want is my phone to be in my chest. I'm going to put it on the quad lock. If you guys need a phone mount, get a quad lock. Don't ever look back. Don't have anything but a quad lock. They're great. Let's get on this thing. Let's see how she goes. A little big. A little big. I am super excited, though, that Mountain ended up getting the kind of gray with the yellow beak. I love this look. That is so cool. This is probably my favorite color. They make 3 colors of this bike, so you guys can check them out online if you want to look into all that. All right, get it cranked up. All right, so guys, I'm 5'10". I got a 32-inch inseam, and I've got my ADV boots on today. Even with them on, I am still tippy-toeing. So the bike is a little tall. Even if I sit up close to the front, it is still quite a bit taller. Real quick before we get going, we have lots of modes. We got traction control, we have drive mode, and ABS. I'm not really going to mess with the traction control or the ABS. We're doing a road review today, but the drive modes have A, B, and C. C is the lowest power mode, and then of course A is the highest. We'll progress our way up. Also, if you guys are online style people, which you're watching this video, you probably are, and you like Discord, we have a motorcycle Discord all for motorcyclists that enjoy online content like you guys. So if you guys want to join, it's totally free. We got links for you in the description. Check it out. We'd love to have you over there. Let's get her going, boys, in C mode on the V-Strom 800. Oh, quick shifter, we like. Alrighty, guys, so we're here on the V-Strom 800, Suzuki's brand new model of the V-Strom. Suzuki, not typically a brand that we see brand new stuff from. So when I saw that Suzuki was putting this out along with that new GSX-S 8S, I was really impressed. I was really happy to see Suzuki doing some new stuff. So I'm really excited to get some hands-on information and experience on one of their new offerings. And so far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. But it's a first ride. Let's talk about body position and comfort right now, guys. So right now, the seat is very comfortable. I've got a little bit of room I can move around in to kind of get comfortable. It is pretty soft. I could see myself riding on this thing for at ease multiple days in a row, to be honest, with no problem. Now, as far as the body position, my feet are slightly back. My legs are kind of in a regular seated position, and then my back is upright. My arms are slightly down. If I was going to be doing a lot of off-roading on this bike, I would imagine I'd want the handlebars to be just a tad bit higher than they are. But as far as a touring situation, kind of like what we're in right now, this bike is set up really comfortably, and I love that. I could really crush some miles on this bike right now as it is set up, which I love. Like that's what ADV bikes should be, right? Like, you're doing big adventures, big miles, and this setup is fantastic. I got no issues with what I'm on right now. Well, that was a short C mode and good. We're going to B mode, ladies and gentlemen. C mode wasn't bad. I could feel the tapering, honestly. Like, I know that this bike can push more than what I was giving it. So I've changed the mode to SDMS, which is Suzuki Drive Mode Selector. We are in mode B now. All right, boys. Let's clear some wave so I can have some fun on a motorcycle. That's some fun. That's some fun power. Incredibly smooth. Like, this bike is strangely smooth. I did not expect it to be this smooth, but that's awesome. That's like encroaching on Honda smooth, which is a little scary. I like that, and that's out of a parallel twin, so that's interesting. All right, guys, so let's talk about how the bike is handling here on the road. As you guys can see, we got this wider handlebar. The bike is coming in at a weight of, if I remember correctly, 506 pounds. So not the heaviest bike by any means, but not light. But I'm having no problem moving this thing around. The weight just drips away. I love these these wide handlebar motorcycles. You just get so much control, and you mix that with the steering stem lock, and you can just crank these things left and right. Here in city streets, I feel like this is a phenomenal balance of weight and maneuverability. I still feel stable and everything here on city streets, and that's even with that big old 21-inch front tire. I've got a ton of maneuverability, which I always love in city streets. That's one of the things I love about these bikes, is they're great on touring. Then you get into the city, and especially this weight class, this mid-range. But I think there's some magic in this weight class. You guys that have been watching First Rides for long enough will know that we've been doing the same route for probably going on 6-7 years now. And this is what it's all been for, fam. A sidewalk. So this construction's probably going to continue. I look forward to continuing this series on this route to find out if I can withstand the amount of time it's going to take them to finish whatever project they're doing. But yeah, so in the city, guys, this is kind of perfect. Random there's always construction. The bike is so maneuverable, so happy to just like do whatever you ask it to do. I don't worry about anything that's gonna pop out, because I'm like, I can move it around. I've got an ADV bike. I got like 3 different levels of traction control, ABS. I am solid. I will note that all of the rider modes, the traction control and the ABS, none of it is controlled via an IMU. All right, so far so good. City riding, absolutely perfect. I do not feel like this bike is heavy or it's sluggish to get around. Oh my God, it's good. All right, can we go ahead and go? Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and go. Sorry. Oh, traction control. Oh, we're gonna have to turn the traction control down. If it's lighting up now, Boy, this traction control is not ready for what I want to do on this motorcycle. Hold on. That was great, though. Bike felt super composed just throwing it into a turn. That was great. All right, mode. Traction control. We're going to go down to... Oh, we'll go down to 1. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. I do appreciate how easy the modes are. We'll talk about the switches and all that kind of stuff here in a little while, but thank you, Suzuki, for making a very easy to control screen. Traction control down in 1 now, and in mode B. Let's see if we can tell the difference. Hopefully we can't. Man, I'll tell you, there's one place where a parallel twin is so fun, and it is in the city through traffic. I don't know if there's a single better style of engine to get you around town. You get all that punchy power down low, and you can just be scooting all over the place, man. And you get to be comfortable with an ADV like chassis style bike. I don't know if there's a better city bike. I do love the amount of power we have on the 800 here. It's such a good balance because, you know, yeah, you can have more power, but you got to add more weight. And if you're in the city, do you want to add weight? Or even to hell the city, off-road, you definitely don't want extra weight. I think this engine class might be the perfect ADV bike. Traction control definitely not lighting up as much as it was. We love that. Let's get all the way over. Let's do what we can on the V-Strom. Just because it's a 500-pound, 800cc motorcycle don't mean you can't throw it through traffic. That is interesting. Hold on. My foot pegs are vibrating a lot right now. Where are we at? 5,200 RPMs? And now it's totally gone at 45? Very strange. Huh. Alright, let's go into A mode because we're about to get on the highway. And you guys know, it's highway time. We got to do a 40 to 80 pull. I feel like second gear is probably where we need to be. Guys, this bike gets really vibrating at 5,500 RPMs, and I don't know why. And it goes away afterwards. That's strange. All right, 40 to 80 pull. We're on a 2023 V-Strom 800D. On your mark. Get set. Go. Go! That hit! Holy smackdown. There we go. Bro, this thing... I just like hit that throttle and this thing was gone. Man, parallel twins are so fun. I love it. Alrighty guys, we are here on the highway with the V-Strom. So far, look at that. Boy, I am locked on this highway, ain't going nowhere, got no problems. Let's check out the wind. Wind's hitting me about right at my visor. It's not really causing any head bobbling, which is my main thing on the highway. And it's off my chest, so I'm not having to press myself forward. So I'm honestly surprised that that little windscreen is doing so much. I am getting some wind on my shoulder area. I would say as far as overall wind protection, I'm gonna put it in a medium. Like, if you're doing a lot of miles, I would definitely want a bigger windscreen. Another thing I'm gonna want if I'm gonna do a lot of miles is cruise control, and guess what we don't have? No cruise control on the V-Strom. That's, if you're asking me, so far, this thing has been absolutely fantastic. I don't really know why Suzuki wouldn't have given us cruise control on this, but it is what it is. You're not gonna have cruise control. Luckily, the throttle's not that heavy, so you can very easily just like one hand the throttle, like one finger, you can just thumb the throttle and you hold it there. So at least for that, but it really does suck that it doesn't have cruise control. Now, as far as power on the highway, we're in 6th gear going 85, around 6,000 RPMs. Bike is super smooth, it's not vibrating at all. I'm very comfortable. The only thing I would hit, like I said, is that cruise control and the wind on my shoulders, but a aftermarket windscreen would solve that shoulder wind problem, no issue at all. So overall, not a bad touring bike, certainly a fantastic bike if you were going to do commuting on, you know, like a little 30-minute commute to work in the morning, in the afternoon. This bike would handle you no problem. And power-wise, plenty of power on the highway. The power is tapering off up in 6th gear going that fast. So stuff to keep in mind. I'm going to see if I can squeak in front of this 4Runner. I mean, yeah, just naturally a parallel twin isn't going to have a ton of top-end power, but it'll get up to speed with no problem. We're going to shift down a little bit. We're going to go through this turn and see what this 21-inch front tire is going to feel like in this turn. Traction control is down at 1 still. Super compliant. I believe it's a Showa front and rear fork. It is set up beautifully right now. I'm bouncing around a little bit, but overall I'm feeling very good in that turn. That's about as good as I would expect out of a Suzuki product like this. Actually feels a little better than I kind of expected. If you guys don't know, Cardo is the #1 Bluetooth communicator for motorcyclists. If you guys want a 10% discount, you can use our link in the description. And as of right now, you can get actually a 25% discount. It's freaking nuts. It's the best Bluetooth unit on the market, and you can get it for that kind of discount. Get the hell out of here. Check the description out, because if it's not available, it'll drop down to 10%. But yeah, thank you, Cardo. You guys check that link out if you need some helmet Bluetooth. It is, I could not ride without it, truly. All right, guys, let's talk about the power delivery now that I've got to experience all the gears in the highway. What you're going to be expecting from a parallel twin out of this V-Strom. Very fun, very punchy power down low. When you get really high up in the revs, it does taper off some, but by the time this thing's tapering off, I'm already wanting for another gear. I'm already shifting up. And it's got adequate power for the highway. I could have this bike myself and never need any more power. As far as the suspension, you know, I didn't feel 100% locked onto that turn I was in, but I felt great, honestly. Like, the thing you guys have to realize, like, I just rode a street triple RS, you know, that's got like full-on high-level suspension. This suspension is totally adequate for this motorcycle, and honestly better than I really expected it to have. Suzuki is not messing around with this, and that's the sportiness of this suspension. That's not even taking into consideration all of the off-road capabilities, and the thing we love the most, it's adjustable, so you can get it at home, you can adjust it to whatever your liking is. I actually think it's set up really well for the road right now. Let's also talk about brakes. Let's get to where somebody's not directly behind me. A little bit of dive in the front on the brakes, but we got a strong brake feel. I wish I had a little more feeling in those brakes, but that's because I'm a more road sporty person. I don't think I'm gonna have an issue at all with these brakes off-road. The brakes are incredibly like where they need to be. Incredibly where they need to be. Man, my verbiage sometimes even surprises myself. I've been very happy with the brakes. Haven't really been God damn, boy. I haven't been crazy pressing the brakes, like using them a lot. I find myself when I'm on these parallel twin bikes, I end up engine braking a lot, and you know, if you guys have been watching First Rides for a while, you guys know I enjoy engine braking more than I do actually braking. But the brakes have been good. I have no problem with them. I wish I had more delicate feel. That's probably because I've been riding on a lot of Brembos recently, so my my expectations are skewed a little bit. I got no problems with these though. Along with the quick shifter, I will say something I'm noticing with the quick shifter is when I shift, I press up and I almost feel like my shifter is pressing a button, and that button is requesting the motorcycle to shift. I don't feel like I'm actually shifting. Most of the time, I get that vibe on BMW bikes. That's typically where I feel like that. But I'm actually getting it here on the Suzuki, which is kind of interesting. But I, as a rider, kind of feel disconnected when I don't feel like I'm actually shifting and when I'm requesting from a computer to shift. So, like, that's not ideal, but I would rather have a quick shifter and it feel like that than have no quick shifter at all. I do love the idea, the fact that Suzuki put a quick shifter on this. All right, guys, let's talk about the controls up here. We got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. I think the controls are obviously in that middle tier of controls, you know, kind of what you would expect out of a Japanese bike, but I'm definitely going to say they're at the higher end of that. They've got good button presses. I love the feeling of all the controls. And check the TFT dash out. Suzuki coming in strong with a solid dash. We got full color. Now, there is a decent amount of info on there, but I feel like they've managed all the info really well. And the thing I appreciate the most is changing the modes of things that you need to change a lot are very accessible. It's hit a mode button, the thing gets highlighted, you go up and down, whether you want more of it or less of it. You can do it all on the fly. I think Suzuki did a fantastic job. I do feel like with the bike being so big, especially if you guys are looking at it from the camera car view, the bike looks a little big, but then when you look at it from my view, it looks kind of small. So it's like the rider view makes the bike look small, but the third person view makes the bike look big. It's kind of weird little perspective thing going on. Talking about the levers are all adjustable, I believe, right? This clutch lever does not look adjustable, but the brake lever is adjustable. I would like to see fully adjustable levers, especially for a bike that costs this much. I think the price tag's coming in at, I believe, $11,400, something like that, which is a totally understandable price for everything we are getting here. I think Suzuki could come down a little bit, maybe a tiny bit, but overall, so far, package has been absolutely fantastic. Throttle's got a good feel. I got a really good grip on all the grips, which is good. You don't want to have slippery grips, because what the hell are you going to hold on to? I do notice that a couple times I'll go to quick shift down or like do a downshift, and it won't downshift. I don't know if I'm too high on the revs or what. Let's slam on the brakes. Ooh, I got that front ABS to activate, and that was cool. I got this vibration in the front brake. I liked that a lot. I want more of that. What happens if I smash on the rear? Oh, I get a really good pulse. I don't want you guys to experience this, but the feeling I get when when the ABS is being engaged, the anti-lock braking is being engaged, there's a really good feel in the lever and the rear brake. That's a note I don't think I've ever made on a motorcycle, so that's kind of cool. First for everything. Alrighty, guys, I'm a huge fan of the V-Strom, so let's get pulled off up here. We're going to do a little walk around of the V-Strom in what I personally think might be the best colorway. But you guys can let me know in the comments. I mean, granted, you guys have been looking at the thing the whole time, so. Look at how compliant, just going all the way over in the parking lot. I freaking love it, man. ADV bikes are fun. All right, guys. Here we have Suzuki's V-Strom 800DE. Got the whole stacked headlight situation. The windscreen seems a little small for the motorcycle here. From this view, it looks a little small. So do you guys see what I'm talking about? Look how big the bike looks in general from right here. And now watch. We're going to walk up here. It looks way smaller, right? Kind of strange. The seat is massive, though. So this is what I was talking about, guys. It gets really thin up here. And I would wish, I was hoping that because of the seat being really thin, I'd be able to reach the ground easier. Doesn't seem to be the case, but still remains super comfortable. Huge rear seat for a passenger or something like that. So awesome. Already has you a rack on the back, and it looks like they're probably going to make some pannier connections. Obviously, like ADV bikes are all about that. That exhaust screams, hey, I'm compliant with whatever standards need to be compliant for. I do appreciate the engine is totally darkened out. We got that kind of bronze color here on the side, but overall the engine kind of blends in. I wish the sun would come back out. Can you guys see the kind of paint flaking inside of this gray? You would think from here it just looks like kind of a base color, maybe what the plastics come as, but then you get closer and you're like, oh, look at that. Can you guys see that? Hopefully you can. This colorway is fantastic. I think it pops. I love that I think this is probably the most tasteful way you could put yellow on a motorcycle. You know what I mean? Like just around the edges. And this is actually a different piece. So I could take that off. It almost feels like a different type of plastic than the other, which is really neat because that's where everything's going to be hitting. It's going to be hitting that, and this, and it keeps the actual paint job safe. I wonder, of course they did that intentionally. That's fantastic, because then you can just get a new front piece. You don't got to worry about it hurting the actual plastic pieces. That's awesome. Pretty cool tail here on it. I wish it was kind of thinner, and you guys know if you're getting this, chop that thing off, replace the exhaust, call it a day. I do love the fact that the rear shock has a remote reservoir that you can easily adjust quickly, and then I believe it also has all the other adjustments you can make. It's just, you know, harder to get to. But pretty cool that you have the remote reservoir, and obviously, like I said, suspension is fully adjustable all over the place. What kind of skid plate we got? There you go, plastic skid plate. If you're doing ADV riding, definitely need to get some sort of upgraded skid plate for this one. But overall, man, this might be one of the better Suzukis I've seen in quite a while, and this is brand new. So I love that Suzuki's coming out with some new stuff. This gets me really excited. So guys, I'm going to grab my phone off my quad lock real quick, and I'm going to do some vertical videos for the peeps over on Instagram and TikTok. If you're not following us, we're at Chaseontwowheels on TikTok, and we're at C2W Pics on Instagram. Go check us out over there, and check out the videos we're going to make. I'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, let's get back on the V-Strom and decide, is it a purchase or a pass? Who needs this bike? And steering stem lock test. Let's do it. Alright, steering stem lock all the way over. Let's see where we get. A little bit taller of a thing. I would say middle of the class. Nothing crazy, nothing bad. Probably a 5. 5 out of 10 on this. Alright, boys. Purchase or pass? And who's it for? Oh, shoot. I left the traction control in gravel. Oh, Lord help. Lord help me, fam. Don't worry. Power mode's in C. Let's get it in A so Chase can have a good time. Yay. All right. Oh, my God. There's such a difference from C to A. Holy shit. Alrighty, guys. So, is this a purchase or a pass for me? I'm going to say, I think for the right person, it is most definitely a purchase. For me personally, I am really specific about wanting cruise control. And honestly, with the knowing the other bikes in the market, cruise control for this style of motorcycle is an absolute must. So for that reason, I'm going to pass. But for you guys out there that are watching this, if cruise control is not as big of a deal for you, then maybe this would totally be a purchase. If it's very specific to me. Everything else about this bike feels great. I'm super happy with it, and that's the only thing I would really complain about. You know, like my Ibex has cruise control. It also has heated grips. It has a heated seat. It's got the spoked wheels. It's got a little less power than this. It's also like $1,000 less, right? I think the math is right on that. But it's less money than this is, and it comes with options that I really have to have. So for me, it's a pass, but I think for the majority of you guys, as long as cruise control is not a huge deal, you would probably absolutely love this thing. Now, who is this bike for? Man, this bike is going to be phenomenal at so many things. I've had a really good time throwing it around on the road. You're gonna have options for luggage on this bike, and man, I put some luggage on my Ibex 800T, and I have I've used that bike more than I've used any other bike before, because once you get luggage, you can start like doing random stuff on the bike. But if you guys are looking to get into the ADV space, from the bikes that I've ridden, I personally feel like the 800 to 900 range, there is a specific sweet spot that range is between power and weight and all this stuff. I love this range for ADV bikes. I don't think you need more power than this, and you don't have to sacrifice, you know, weight for more power. I love it. I think if you guys are looking into an ADV bike, this is definitely needs to be in your consideration. But yeah, guys, if you're in the market for a middle-class ADV bike, I've loved this thing. I love the power delivery. I love the look. I love everything other than the fact that it don't have traction control. So Suzuki, I'll give you a golf clap on this one. Easily one of your top 3 bikes that you have produced, at least in the ones that I have ridden. And guys, with that, that's going to be all I've got today. If you guys want to check out a first ride on my Ibex 800T, which is going to be a very close competitor to this V-Strom, I'm going to leave that link for the video here at the end of the video. If you guys got to the end of the video, Put OC in your comments, stands for Outro Crew. Let me know if you guys think that you need more power for an ADV bike than this 800 class, and if you do, let me know why. Alright guys, you guys go out there and ride safe. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more motorcycle content. I'm Chaseontwowheels, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.